Haypro has been a dominant force in the clanning scene for over a decade. Widely regarded as the clanner during his peak, his presence was undeniable. Around 2019-2020, he stepped back from the mainstream clanning, shifting his focus towards friendly and competitive RCL spars. Even with this transition, his reputation only grew, cementing himself as the undisputed best aimer in the game. No one dared to disagree. And honestly, even I couldn't deny it. It went against the very frame of reality to see Haypro as anything but the best. At times, his aim was so precise, so untouchable, only awe and respect existed. But what if I told you there's a darker truth? One that only challenges what we believed about Haypro, but also shakes the foundation of what this game's competitive scene stands on. And the truth is, Haypro cheated within his last and final years on this game. So across 50 engagements within this 9-minute and 7-second montage that I'll have linked in the description, we judged his reaction time on the first jump targeting movements of a sequence and saw near perfect inputs within 16 to 33 milliseconds consistently. In fact, some sequences logged back-to-back reaction times of 0 milliseconds, with follow-ups landing at exactly 16.66 milliseconds. That level of consistency isn't just rare, it's inhuman. Reaction times under 100 milliseconds are biologically implausible. Forget Adderall and all that. Now, I went even further too. Let's say I counted all 50 single jump targeting encounters incorrectly. Adding 1 frame of tolerance to all 50 values only increases his average reaction speed to 65 milliseconds. Still impossible. And let's not forget, along with these very low reaction times, his actual readjustment flicks always landed on the torso. So, sure, anyone can have a few spikes of gotcha performance, but Haypro's patterns weren't spikes. They were repeated, mechanical, and almost scripted. When we remove the outliers, the 3 longer reaction sequences, like those marked at 183 milliseconds, we're left with an even smaller average reaction time, which is 41.8 milliseconds. That's robotic. It's not real. This is not even including his reaction time for non-predictable strafes. I'm afraid those are far worse. Now, let's forget the spreadsheet and visualize these numbers on screen. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put some visuals to the numbers real quick, just so that I don't just toss out the numbers with no proof. In this clip right here, Haypro gets shot at from mid, so he knows someone's there and he's waiting. He sees the head poke out a little bit there, and he knows he's there, right? Baits out the peak a little bit by shooting to the left, and the guy does fall for it. So at this point, Haypro stops moving his cursor about here. As you can see, his cursor is not moving at all. Now it starts moving into the direction that the person peaks before the person actually shows his face. Now you could say that he just started moving his cursor, but it was an exact line down to shock it, and he jumped in the craziest reaction time ever. Crazy. Now the thing is that I don't even know what to call this. I don't know if it's aimbot, I don't know if it's ESP, if it's like some prediction aimbot that they have nowadays, and of course he's on the torso. I don't know what that is. That's one of the things that is very cool about this montage. Here he's 2v1ing people. Again, that's not nothing crazy. Well, actually, I'm gonna show this just because this is one of those first jump, movements that I'm talking about, where Jess Dowland right here, falls down, walking straight, jumps randomly. This wasn't like she was spam jumping beforehand and now decides to jumps randomly, and the cursor again stays on top of her the entire time. If she would have not jumped and he, let's say, predicted the jump, he would have been throwing. His cursor would have went haywire. All right, and then there's this one, which is even more crazy. Enlight, poor Enlight right here. Haypro's cursor's on top of him, of course, on the torso. Enlight goes to the left. Haypro's cursor stays with no reaction time. He stops, goes to the right a little bit, spins around, goes to the left, tracks the spin perfectly, right? And then he goes up and to the left, and Haypro stays on him the entire time as well until he's dead. Again, something very cool to think about. This one's very interesting. So he has this guy right here, Asuna's space, right? Asuna's going to spawn now because he sees that he's kind of in a pickle, right? The guy jumps up, at this point is halfway off the screen. There's so much going on. Haypro's holding W with a terrible angle. He can't really clearly see what's going on. You can see half the guy's body, right? But somehow, Asuna jumps here, right? And as soon as he jumps up, I mean, even through the wall, I mean, he predicted that jump insanely. You know what I mean? Just another one of those clips where it's very just cool looking. Okay. This one's nothing crazy. I mean, I kind of just sent that because I just think it's odd how he just tracks this very oddly. Like again, it's one of those jumps where he just randomly jumps up. Somehow, it just stays. The cursor just stays on top of him. I don't know. Here, this guy jumps down in spawn. This is one of those unpredictable movements where why would the guy like you wouldn't really expect the guy to jump. This is not one of those given jump ones. You know what I mean? But somehow, again, Haypro just does flick on. Now, this wasn't like a 0 millisecond reaction time, but again, it's very, very inhumane. And he goes Flostad. This one's one of the crazier ones, and it's the last clip that I have to show. Evo Cola's pushing spawn pole here, and again, Haypro has his cursor on top. As soon as Evo Cola goes up, the cursor's going up. As soon as it goes up, he goes up. And then there's that. So that's all I have. That's just the raw gameplay. Again, I have the montage. I'll have it linked in the description. Y'all can check it out for yourselves. It's archived. Yeah, that's just about it. So my final thoughts in the forms of questions. Despite his name being Haypro, can he cheat? Absolutely. Has he cheated before? Absolutely. In fact, in other competitive FPS titles, so he has the mental in mind. Why would he cheat, right? So this is subjective. It doesn't even matter. However, I think it's to maintain the standards and follow pressure of a title given to him. That's all. So what does this truly mean? The deeper point here isn't to call out Haypro. He's been gone a long time, and I honestly don't care who cheats and who doesn't. What do the clip of the days actually accomplish? They reinforce a bigger truth, a larger truth, that those who stand at the top decide what's right and what's wrong. Those in rule write the rules. And again, I'll take it a step further. Now that the so-called #1 legit clanner / RCLer is finally being seen for what truly is, despite what once looks like undeniable truth, we have to ask, can the reverse happen? Can the #1 cheater, clanner, or RCLer be wrongfully labeled just like Haypro, even if it seems impossible? Absolutely. In fact, it's been happening for years, just like Haypro. So you're probably connecting the dots already, so I won't have to say it. But the bottom line is, I'm gay.